Okay, so I pushed further back at the tip of this point. I'll show you in a map. I found some deer droppings here and clearly some pretty good trails coming through this area. Now the reason I mentioned a bedding area is because I'm looking for a place where the deer are going to congregate during the rut, like the full rut, because that's usually a bedding area is a good spot to go, because that's where a lot of times the bucks are going to chase the does, and you'll see more deer sign there. You'll see trails, you'll see rubs, scrapes, and that's what you know, if you're in a thick area and you can find a tree, like actually that tree right there is kind of perfect. I could use some sticks, some climbing sticks, and get up right above to that, about to that point right there, and I can be able to shoot down into this area. I actually just jumped some deer that were bedded right in this little, almost looks like a little tiny field. There's nice soft grass. So yeah, I know this is a bedding area, and you got trails. I can actually see trails coming right through there, coming in. I got another trail, which is the way that I came down here. And like I said, I'm not worried about coming into their main territory right now, because it's April 15th. It's way before the season starts, so I don't have to worry about it. And then I can mark out some spots, try to keep my scent down, and get in here in October and November. So here's a bed right here. Just jumped a deer. Saw it ran off across here. Wow, this spot is really cool. I mean, this is clearly a bedding area. There are rubs all over these trees in here. And there are little trails coming into this area. Here's a good rub, and this is just where I was sitting and marking a spot for a good ground blind. This rub was right behind me. I was sitting right there. But there are trails and rubs converging everywhere in here. Now I'm going to find a spot right over to the main trail that comes in here as a good access point. Okay, this is the spot I was talking about earlier, where trails converge down in like a travel funnel. It's kind of a bedding area, I guess. I mean, there's some thick stuff in here where they could bed, but here, I'll show you. I was walking along here, came down from that ridge up there on that field edge, and you can see it pretty clearly right here. It's like, it looks like an X. See? Trail going that way, trail going that way. And if you move some of these leaves aside, you can see the grooves, the footprints. You got a trail coming from this area, that area, up that hill, and right here. That's a pretty beaten path. And I figured this tree here would be a good straight tree, and I could really get it. This is good for early bow, because I'm pretty much on top of them here, but I can still shoot 10 yards or 15 yards, which is perfect for a bow. Yeah, see, I started to go down the hill here into this area, but then I realized, this is real thick and swampy, and my boots were sinking in the mud. So think of it this way: if you wouldn't walk down there, then chances are deer won't either, because they're going to take the path of least resistance. So if you're near a swampy area, you find the edge of that where there's solid ground, and that's exactly what I did. I walked along the edge of this. There's a hill over here. Walked along the edge of the hill, and then I came down here, and I realized, the ground's hard here. You can travel. You can walk down here. So, and that's exactly where I found the trails. Here's a big field here. This is actually where I came in. I came in on the other side of that field through those woods. That was while I was still scouting. I didn't know where I was going yet. So the one spot is down this little funnel down here that I just showed you. And then the bedding area, the real thick stuff back there where I saw those rubs, there's two man-made trails here. There's one here to the right, and then there's one this way to the left. So that's the one I'm going to need to take to get back to the bedding area. And what I'm going to have to do when I come out here, obviously a bedding area is going to be a morning hunt spot because you want to get there before the deer get there. So there's like 2 more big fields that way. I could ride my bike all the way to like an open gate over there, and then I'm going to have to probably come through the woods here. So that's the way I'm going to take to go back, because I just want to see how that travel is getting through the woods, because I don't want to disturb the deer that are in the field when I come to my spot. I don't want to be pushing them into the woods before I get back there. So all right, but this is a nice large area. I mean, I'm thinking this has got to be, this point here, this huge point, has got to be, I would say probably 150 acres. So it's a good spot. On a little adventure with the boys. We're going scouting at a new public land hunting spot. Just got the troller hooked up to the canoe here. Borrowed the canoe from Mom and Dad's house. Beautiful morning out here on the water. So we're gonna go see what we can find, see if we can find a good public land deer hunting spot for this fall. Here in this little green area, found some droppings right over that way, and we got a nice, yeah, Tucker has a frog. We have a nice size rub here. It's not, I mean, it hasn't been like really worked, but you can tell it's got to be from this past fall. I mean, still got shavings down here on the ground, and it goes pretty high up the tree, about waist high.
He said the frog was just pretty high up the tree.
So I'm gonna look around here for some other rubs, some other deer sign. This could be a good spot for a big buck. There's Christopher driving the boat. Our little baby motorboat here.
I got to drive it.
And Tucker got to drive it too. Going on another scouting mission here on public land.
Can I steer?
Heading out on this beautiful morning. There's a bunch of boats. Hold on just a minute, son. Bunch of boats getting in the boat ramp here. Got the trusty old trolling motor again. Going to check out some beautiful public land with the boys.
Let me do it now. No, you can slow the boat down.
Got a little video of Clay driving here.
Yep, I'm an expert, guys. Watch and learn. Show them how I'm steering so they can watch and learn. I'm an expert, not running into any weeds.
Noble, say hi to Mom.
Hi, Mommy.
Going to check out like a little spot that's kind of all the way in here,
Mom, I'm doing a good job.
where there's not many people that probably have access to, unless they have a boat. But so I'm hoping Clay's doing a real good job driving. I've appointed that job to him. Well, here's our first sign of like a safe zone or bedding area. Deer usually come to die where they feel safe.
They die when they feel safe?
Yep. Well, no, they come to a place to die where they feel safe to go. Oh. So this is a lot of undergrowth, cedar. It's like a little cedar thicket. So, gonna look for some deer sign. So there was a little oak flat up that way that I just marked a tree. I didn't see any deer sign, but there's a lot of big trees. Finally getting back towards a bedding area, and there's a few little rubs here going back towards where the boat is in that cedar thicket. So I'm hoping that I'll find a little bit more. We'll find a little bit more places to set up or to look for a spot. About the only real good sign that I've seen since we've been out here is we found 3 campfire sites. Here's the third one.
Somebody.
So we know for sure that people are here.
People were here, yeah.
But we don't know about the deer. I haven't found any deer droppings, just like I said, some oak flats. So. Well, it looks like something ate a turtle here.
It has these little
something
markings.
That was.
Look, show it on my finger.
Something that was able to break its shell.
Dad, show me.
And you can see
it on this.
Yep, we see the markings.
Claw marks.
And then see, there's a skeleton in there. There's something chewed it up.
Yeah. But there's bones in there, and there's a bone. We found a bone.
That's a deer bone. Yep.
Yeah, dead bone. This is the turtle skull, I think. Bone. There's his head.
All right, day 3 of the scouting mission. Got Everett with me this time, our 8th grade graduate. There it goes.
Crane.
Yeah. So we were following this little saddle that came. There's a bedding area up here. The water's down that way, and then there's a drainage right here. So this saddle comes right across here, and we're walking down, and this is what we found. So it's not a set of antlers, but it's a really cool find anyway. I mean, at least either a buck got shot and just came and died here, or it just died on its own. But you can see how this rack is actually looks like a pretty mature rack, even though it's a 6-point. So I guess we'll take that with us as a little souvenir. My son Everett and I found one really good spot to go, and I put a camera out there along with another camera that I have on another spot that I scouted with my other 2 boys on the first day that I went. So I'm hoping, since it's right next to a bedding area and it's on a ridge, or actually like a saddle in between 2 ridges, and I also found that nice buck skull there, I'm hoping that'll be a good spot come this fall. There's oaks on either side of that area that either they can cruise along there and look for does, or and or feed at the same time. So we'll see what happens.